Okay, I'm here with Fritz Hager. It's Thursday, 10:30. We just shot a little video.
Yeah.
You've never
Multiple takes.
Well, that's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize. I think a lot of times when I go shoot videos, folks don't realize that it may take.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you make it look so easy.
Well, I don't know what that. This is your first time to be on the vlog. You're new to Bethel. How long have y'all been here?
Well, it depends on how you define been here. We moved to Tyler on June 10th.
Okay. And you still have a little baby boy.
Yeah.
In
Dallas, in the hospital.
Okay.
He crested 3 pounds 6 ounces last night. So he's huge.
He's huge. And y'all went, right? I mean, was that where y'all were?
We were there yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how's mom and dad doing with all that?
It is a long, hard journey, but he's done very well, and we've been lifted up in prayer by hundreds of people. Yeah. And so we're doing well.
And what some Todd Vlog watchers are not going to realize is this is not your first baby. As a matter of fact, it's not your second, nor your third, nor your fourth.
It's the sixth.
The sixth
baby. And our second preemie, too. Our very first child was born at 4 pounds 2 ounces. Nice. And so we went from 32 weeks to 37 weeks, 36 weeks, 35 weeks, 34 weeks, and now 26 weeks.
Okay. And are we going for a baseball team or a family band, or do we know yet? We don't know yet what they're all going to be.
I'm shooting for a squad. How about
and
that?
Only one girl?
Only one girl, the little princess.
Yeah.
You know, my baby is not my baby anymore. She's the big sister.
Yeah. And how are the kids? I know this is nuts, and mom and dad are having to be gone some, and it's a little crazy, but it seems like they're handling it.
They've done very well. This is the first year at Owens for all 4 of the older boys. And so they go to school together, which has been great. That's unless people flunk out, that's the only time in our lives that's going to be the case. So we're having fun with that.
Okay, well, I'm going to go edit your video now.
Please do.
Fix all the mistakes. And do all that
and
stuff.
put some hair on my head, too. I was in
What?
TV.
You were in TV?
I was the military analyst for Channel 8 in Dallas
during
the last Iran-Iraq War. Not Iran-Iraq War. Yeah, for the Gulf War, too. I was on about
a big deal.
40 times. Well, it wasn't that big a deal because I was on with Scott Sams at 5:45 in the morning. At 6:15.
You're a military man. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, I was up already. Yeah, we had small kids in the house, so I was awake.
Yeah.
But yeah, 50 times. Macy Jepson, Scott Sams.
Would you go into the studio?
Yeah. Alexa Economos. Okay, so here's funny moment. We're on the set. It's the noon broadcast. This is right at the beginning of the war. And Alexa Economos, who does traffic and sometimes weather on Channel 8, is sitting next to me, and so the camera goes off, and she turns to me and she said, "So, Tommy Franks, he's like a general?" And I said, "Not only is he like a general, he is a general."
Jim, I'm also filming for Todd Vlog today.
Todd Vlog.
You haven't been on Todd Vlog in a long time.
I've not been.
Not since Chicago trip.
I've been naughty.
Is it true that you hate being on video? Be honest.
No. Todd has become just this is what you want me to say, right, Todd?
Yeah.
Todd makes it so
No, I
easy.
told you to say it different. Change that part.
Well, I can't but lie here. So no, it's just you never know what Todd's going to do with it. That's
you have to be. You're a little worried that.
You're a little worried where it's going to end up.
Is it true that when we just shot the video that you made some mistakes and you actually had to say on record, please don't use that anywhere?
I said, Todd, don't use my bloopers.
And I've never used your bloopers.
Well,
before.
I know, but you just never know when that's going to create a temptation for you. So
I'm
never
tempting.
I'm never sure whether to say it or not.
Yeah. So we could just say that's a standard. Jim has a no blooper policy.
We could say that's standard, but is Todd going to do it?
It's Thursday afternoon. I'm over in the sanctuary, worship center, whatever you want to call it. And I actually taped video about this last Thursday. This is all going to be in my vlog last Thursday. But I just had too much going on. I was too busy. But I'm basically coming over here, laying out chord charts for the team. Most of my team will bring their charts, but I like to have copies because I'm a nice guy. And you never know when somebody's going to say, "Hey man, I don't know where my stuff is," or "My printer doesn't work," or something like that. So anyway, it's kind of what I'm doing right now, is passing that stuff out. We also do text sheets. A lot of you probably do that, or use those in whatever capacity you serve. We use tech sheets for video cues, sound cues, all of those sorts of things, and I usually lay those at the back of the room for our sound guys and for our there's some trash right there, better get that, for sound guys and video guys so they know what's coming. Also usually leave chord charts at the back of the room too for the video guys, because it helps them to kind of see what I mean by verse, chorus, bridge, those sorts of things. We use ProPresenter for our projection, which works real well. Most of the projection guys actually like to have the song in there just the way I've charted it out on the deal. But ProPresenter allows us to be flexible, because I tend to be flexible with the order of the song based on how things are going. If we're running short on time, I try to adjust that, try to be real sensitive to how the crowd's responding to the songs. And I really think that that's a worthwhile skill. I think that probably every worship leader and team should know how to do that. I'm not saying that every church has to do it that way, but I do think that there's a value to having that in your team for a lot of different reasons. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try to go home in a little bit, try to be with my family for a couple hours, and then I got to get back up here. I got a lot of communication stuff I'm working on today, so it may end up being a late night for me, so I'm going to try to get home and see the crew for a little bit before practice. Hey Jonah, you found something amazing today, right?
Yes!
Okay, you were opening a pack of Fruit Gushers, snacks, and lately you've noticed that on the commercials they've been saying what?
A gift card.
You could win a gift card.
Yeah.
And so you opened it up, and what did you begin to shout when you looked inside?
We won, we won.
Why don't you show us what you got? That is a Discover gift card for how much?
$5.
$5. How does it feel to win a prize that
Feels
you
great.
didn't even know you were going to get?
But maybe.
And you're going to spend it on daddies.
I can't tell you what I'm getting.
No, but it's my birthday coming up, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get
You're
you.
only going to spend $5?
I'm gonna get you more. I'm gonna get more money.
From who? From me. It's 9:20. Soaking wet. There's a storm hitting right now, so I had a lot of work to do. And Kristen said, please come home in case we need you to, I guess, fight off the storm. I don't know. Anyway, so heading home. Gonna eat a little something. Maybe run on the treadmill. I think that's dangerous to run on a treadmill when you may lose power. That might not be a good idea. I stood outside with Zach Vaughn and Roy Druitt. We were waiting on the rain to lighten up just a little bit. Of course, it never did. But we were waiting on the rain to lighten up, and we got to the Zach and I got to the old discussion of if you're in rain, if you run, do you get less wet? What's the rule on that? I could look it up, but why don't you comment below if you know what's what? If I walk through a rainstorm, do I get more wet than if I were to run through a rainstorm? I don't really care. Anyway. My dad would always ask me that when I was a kid. He always thought that was kind of an interesting question to ask.